Hello guys, my name is N and I welcome you all to this channel. We have a part 1 of this discussion, so I'm going to be running this part 2. In part 1, my brother and friend K talked about how he feels about the recent criminalization of LGBT people in Uganda. You know, there is this recent bill that has been passed in Ugandan's parliament criminalizing LGBT people, even though it has been illegal in that country, but they had to raise the bar by imposing death sentence or even about 20 years imprisonment, depending on the level of the activity of these LGBT people. And my brother in part 1 was not in support of the degree of sentence, death sentence or 20 years imprisonment. He felt that is too much, it's too much of a penalty on people who are simply identifying with their own sexual orientation. So in my own view, I'm going to slightly disagree. And that's why I'm doing part 2. So for those of you who haven't seen the part 1, please kindly go back and watch part 1. It's quite an interesting discourse in there. In this part 2, I'm going to give my own personal opinion. I'm going to disagree with my brother and friend slightly. I'm going to agree with him on some of the things he said. Yeah, I will agree with him on the fact that people identify with whatever they want to identify with, and he doesn't have any problem with that, provided it does not affect the well-being of others. But the truth is, as a community of people, as a society, there are always norms, there are always values. It's found everywhere. In Africa, in Europe, in America, there are values. And whether we like it or not, people ensure that the values of their society are maintained. And I want us to understand that there is no 100% normal situation anywhere. As far as I'm concerned, the normal thing or the normal status should be male and female. So I'm going to be deviating a little bit now. Let me give you my own view about how I feel, about this whole LGBT thing. There's a normal situation, male and female, but there will always be the abnormal situations which are found in the minority. It's like that everywhere. There's no perfect system anywhere. You can only find a perfect situation or system in heaven. Okay, but provided we are humans, there will always be the abnormal minorities. Okay, so for me, this is what I think and this is what I feel. That I think we are attacking this issue in a wrong way until we begin to realize that LGBT is an abnormal situation that requires some level of help. Until we approach it from that angle, we will continue to have these issues. Okay, these issues of some countries accepting them while other countries are discriminating against them, and then the human rights organization crying, here and there, until we all come to a table, come to a compromise and understand that there is a problem, there is a disorder. In fact, that's the word I prefer to use. LGBT is a disorder, it's a human disorder, and it's not the only disorder that we have. We have so many other disorders. So I find it amusing and amazing at the same time when people say they identify with a particular sexual orientation and they expect everyone to accept them and integrate them into society just the way they are. No, I do not agree. For crying out loud, if somebody comes out today and says, in as much as I am, say, 50 years old, but I want to identify as an infant, are we going to accept the person because the person wants to identify as an infant? I mean, that's crazy, okay? The truth is, there are two sexes, there are two genders, male and female. But there are disorders, because any man or any male who doesn't have sexual attraction to the opposite sex should be considered a disorder, a departure from normal. So instead of really criminalizing these things, these people should be provided with some help, just as help is provided for people who have disorders. I mean, we have people with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. These people can't stay still. They can't even stay and listen to a lecture for a while. They're always distracted. It's a disorder. We have autism, we have bipolar, we have a lot of other disorders. These people don't come and claim that you must accept them for who they are. No, you provide them with the help they need. Someone won't be in a lecture room and instead of paying attention, decides to disturb every other person and tells you he has the right to disturb because that is what he has. That is his disorder. No. So the same thing should apply to these people. A few of these people who are gay people, lesbians, and so on and so forth should be provided with some help. I think, countries should begin to devise, mechanisms to provide help for these people and not to really go about criminalizing them. Provide help for them. Identify the fact that they've got some disorder and they need to be helped out of the system, out of the situation. So that is what I think that should be done, and not to accept them because the Western world is accepting them. Because I think the Western people have deceived us enough. For crying out loud, okay, why would they say LGBT community should be accepted, but they don't want to accept people who have what's that called again? Objectophilia. People who have sexual attraction to objects. Why did they criminalize bestiality? People who have sexual attraction to animals. Why don't they allow them to identify with whatever they feel like identifying with? But they decide that those ones are criminals, that those ones are doing something wrong, but these other ones are not doing anything wrong. Africans need to sit up and help themselves. So I am not completely in a disagreement with what Uganda is doing. Criminalize it, but provide some level of help. Okay, sentencing them to 20 years imprisonment or killing them would not necessarily solve the problem. I think something better, as something as good as providing some level of help, will be needed at this time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be stopping here so I don't make this too long. I don't know what you think, but please hit the comment section and drop your own opinion about what you think about what happened in Uganda. Do you think LGBT is a disorder, like I said? Or do you think that these people are right in whatever they're trying to identify with? Please go to the comment section and drop your opinion. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly do so now, and do not forget to like and share this video. Until we meet again, bye for now.